There we go. Start. Got it.
We're on. We're on.
Rocking and rolling in Facebook land.
If you knock yourself out, me and Kevin are leaving the room. We're just gonna watch an unconscious body laying on a table.
Hello, everybody in Facebook land. We are the Podguyz Podcast, bringing it to you live as we do every Monday, 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. I am Tony Kaz.
Kevin Neary here.
Of course, we have the ever-loving Picasso, the dreamer of dreams, the dreamer of nightmares. The dumb or daredevil, Les Parquet.
Ooh, dream weaver, I believe you can get me through the night.
Yo, that was harmonized awesomely well.
That was all right. I liked it. It was good stuff right there. Tony, real quick, I know it is your favorite holiday because I had to talk you out of a lot of stuff today. Happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth is correct.
You said to me, now we were having a conversation earlier, everybody. Tony says, hey, Kev, what should I dress up for? Because it's Juneteenth. You know, Christmas, you have Christmas sweaters. Easter, you have the pastel kind of stuff. What should I dress up for Juneteenth? And I said, I don't know, Tony. What do you think you should dress up as for Juneteenth? And I'm not going to get into the specifics, but let your imagination run wild on everything that Tony named. Put it down in the comments. That was probably inappropriate to dress up for on Juneteenth, but he suggested it anyways. And I thought that he was joking, but I had to stop him. I said, Tony, are you some kind of clueless motherfucker? What the hell's wrong with you?
Are you trying to get me canceled, Kevin?
You're canceled already. I called them up.
You got me a pass. I'm good.
I called up all the younger people. I said, you get them. That's what the younger crowd's been good at, though, Tony. They've been good at snitching. They've been like, hey, we snitched. We looked up what we didn't like about you and we cried for days.
Probably.
Yeah, but Juneteenth, it is a very significant leather chops and a Zorro mask is what Sparky is guessing. That's what you were suggesting on dressing up as. But
I did.
Juneteenth is a very, very special day in American history, Tony, and you could tell us why.
Well, I had now, not to say my naiveness, especially for today, I had no idea, not necessarily no idea what Juneteenth was about, but I wanted to know why it was a federal holiday. Like, I'm okay with the holiday, and I'm okay with the ending of slavery, and I'm okay with, I
like how you put a holiday before slavery there. You know that?
Because that's what it's all about, Kevin.
It is, yeah. But, okay.
You asked me what it was all about.
It's like first you're like, first in this order, I'm all right with it being a holiday. Number one. Number two, I'm all right with slavery being over. I'm like, damn, that should have probably been
number one.
So
God damn it.
So this is the fun part. President Biden made it a holiday in 2021. This is a relatively new federal holiday. The date commemorates the fall of slavery in Galveston, Texas, 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was issued in 1863 to free enslaved Black people held in the Confederacy. News of Union troops' victory over the Confederates spread slowly across the South. So everybody, it's not like they knew about it right off the rip. You know, they had to get on a horse and go from farm to farm. And these farm owners had weapons on them. These guys were old soldiers, too. So it wasn't an easy transition point. News of the Union's troop spread slowly across the South, eventually reaching the shores of Galveston in 1865. Yes, Tony.
Kevin, we may have a special guest that may know more about this than we do.
And who is our surprise special guest? Because people, we didn't promote who was going to be on here. And let's just say he is an expert on Juneteenth.
Yeah. He's definitely an expert in Juneteenth. Let's see if he can connect accordingly.
Oh,
there he is.
We got the man, the myth, the legend, Joe, aka Many Maps Uncloned Armstrong, right there with the wooden wall, the backwards hat. And,
it's Joey. Hey!
Yep.
Can you hear me? I can't hear you guys.
Can you hear us now?
I can't hear you though. Hold up.
Okay. Well, he's having a little bit of technical difficulty. He's going to get it all hooked up real quick.
No minute.
Take your time, man.
If you can't hear us, then that's fine. So we'll just keep talking. It's not going to disturb you.
Yeah.
You guys hear me now?
I can, yeah. So anyways, we got Joe on here. He has got almost every detail possible for the Juneteenth idea. Joey Armstrong ready to roll with us one more time on the Podguyz Podcast. I told Tony, I said, I got a great idea. Let's see what Joe Armstrong is up to. And Tony was like,
good idea.
Sure. Yeah. Why not? Let's do this. Anyways, do you think it would be offensive if I wore this for Juneteenth? And of course it was. Hell, he even switched out of he had one of his classic Tony Soprano shirts on. And I said, Tony, what are you doing? It's offensive.
Well, it was the Tony thing. It was, hey, Tony.
Yeah.
Tony, you're gonna wear your Soprano shirt. And I said, yeah, all right. I wore my Soprano shirt.
Everybody with the name
on.
Everybody officially with the name Tony gets a Tony Soprano shirt at birth or drawn to one of those shirts.
I feel like I should have had some chains.
Hold up. I'm trying to share the stream on my page real quick and then we'll start.
Yeah, well, we've already been starting.
Well, dude, we're already started.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying. We'll start. You guys started, but we'll start.
Okay, all right. So Joe is over there adamantly sharing everything on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the streaming networks. Tony, any fun announcements that you've had over the time? I wanted to ask you very quickly because I know that this will fill up the time before Joe gets everything all shared up. Did you see the Flash movie? What happened? Any spoilers? Just spoil away because everybody. There's a spoiler alert right now.
Okay.
Flash, Tony
Everybody
saw the Flash.
dies.
Oh, really?
No, not really. So, for those of you that actually spent money for the person that is known for peddling and grooming children, or his cult.
Well, come on now, Tony. Call him by the Podguyz Podcast nickname right there. We call him the
Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller, aka the Flash and the Peter Pan.
He is the Flash and the Peter Pan.
All right, I'm gonna try to plug some headphones in because I can't.
All right, go for it, brother.
We need you to announce everything you're doing before you do it, Joe. That's the most
definitely
important part.
All right, you got a sound check? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? What?
Wait, can we fake mouth over to him?
Mic check.
Yeah, we got you, brother. We got you.
All right, so if we're talking about movies, did you guys see the Indiana Jones trailer where he's like rolling in on a wheelchair looking for his dentures?
Yeah, Indiana Jones and the trip to the Rite Aid.
Yeah, Raiders of the Medicine Cabinet.
His next movie is Indiana Jones and the Golden Polydent.
I thought it was Indiana Jones and the Centrum Silver. Oh, we're going through the precious metal category.
Precious metal category.
Is Sparky here? I only see you guys keep popping on his screen. I don't see the four screens on.
Sparky is there. Don't worry.
It says view. Right up here, you should see a thing that says view on your screen, and you got to put it in gallery mode.
Okay. Yeah,
put it in gallery mode and everybody's there.
This is a phone. I usually don't use this device.
I know,
for some
it's
reason.
Okay. It's all right. It is what it is.
It is what it is. But no, thanks for having me on again, guys. Last time was kind of last minute, so was this time. I just got off work about 5 minutes ago. But
funny thing happened.
Let
Joe.
me interview you guys for a second. What do you guys have going on? what's going on with the Podguyz Podcast? Tell the world.
I mean, the thing that we do every Monday, every week of our lives.
Well, we do have a live show about 15 minutes ago.
No, you know what? We're circling
I mean,
the globe, Joe. We're circling the globe. We're finally getting hits in Argentina, Australia, and India.
That's awesome.
I know.
Yes.
I know, right?
Well, no, it is awesome, but we're getting the wrong emails about it. So Argentina, there's this man, and we had to translate it from Spanish, and that's how we figured it out, was from Argentina, from the Podguyz Podcast at gmail.com email, that they are using our podcast to make their cocks, they have cockfights down there, angry and aggravated. So that way the big black cocks, some of the red ones too, are going to be fighting much more viciously, just because the tone of mine and Tony's voices combined, and anybody got down there is angering chickens down in South America, specifically in Argentina, and we were thanked for it before too. So that's
Well, I anger sheep, so I relate to the animal aggression.
Well, you're in Nanacoke, where normally people have sheep for wives. They're a bunch of sheep fuckers out there.
Yeah, they banned chickens down there, so we had to.
Yeah, it is. You got to use what you can.
But no, man, I've been doing a lot of stuff. Doing stuff down at the college, trying to do stuff with Libertarian Party. Just trying to network, man. Trying to get people, if they're a business owner, if they're an artist, if they're a comedian, if they're into activism, if they're into any type of media, or just doing something, just anything. If you're doing something that deserves a little extra praise, I've been working on a show behind the scenes. I was kind of going to do a soft opening with Kev tonight, but I had other obligations, real life obligations. So we'll announce that at a later date. But
I like how the Libertarian Party always touts about their numbers, right? Where they say, we doubled our numbers from last year. So what was last year's number?
2.
6.
Yeah.
We got 12 of them now.
Here's the thing with the Libertarian Party. A couple of the guys I just met, a couple of the guys I've been friends with for over a decade. Good people. It's hard to get people active right now. I think because of the climate of the country. I think 1, people are afraid. I think 2, people are disenfranchised because of all the, I don't even want to say election rigging, but just the election integrity locally, nationally. A lot of people are just signed off, man. Voter turnout was low. And I noticed, I was trying to do a little peaceful protest for 4th of July.
Now, when it comes to the feeling of something being rigged, it always feels rigged for the people who voted for the loser.
Yeah.
If the person voted for the one that won, they were just like, well, can't be rigged. Yeah. I voted for them, which so the perception was a little tough too. Yeah. During the 2020 elections, right? Or whatever, the perception was all weird, because you see Trump, he's out there, he's got tons of people in a crowd, and then you see Biden talking to a chair, and there's no one there, and 5 people are roaming around, and then he picks up a kid and starts smelling it. You're like, there's no way. Yeah. No way this guy is gonna win, right?
Hey, man, Biden Fetterman 2024, it's a no-brainer.
Holy Christ. Yo, did you see him in his interview where Fetterman, of course, introduced Congressman Bill, what the hell's his name? It was Bill Baxter or something like that. And he called him by a totally different name. He's he came out in his shorts and a hoodie.
Yeah. It's
it's
okay if
everybody.
You're doing that as an activist, or you're speaking at an event for recovery or something. But if you're in the Senate, I think your payroll could give you a suit.
I just need Fetterman to do the right thing and press the button that says, yes, make marijuana recreational, and yes, decriminalize it, get the fucking felony out of the idea.
Decriminalization.
I don't even smoke pot anymore, but I could tell you that alcohol has zero benefits to the human body. And I mean zero. Alcohol has about as much benefits to the human body as goddamn huffing glue all day. It has almost identical effect on the body and the brain chemistry, but what I would, just hit that button for the, I didn't mind Dr. Oz.
I'm not going to say that Kevin Neary, folks, if you're listening at home, Kevin Neary is not a registered doctor by any means.
I am.
Now, just saying that in general, there may be health benefits to having a drink or two, maybe even in your life, if it's a blood thinner, or if it's an antidepressant, or if there's, some sort of, it's a coagulant of some sort. Maybe
so
it's an
I'm very happy you brought up blood thinner, right? To thin your blood, you need alcohol? Give me a fucking break.
I don't know.
You can get cancer
first of all, from everything.
Now, people want to thin their blood this segment by Bud Light. Real man of genius.
Only you,
so,
Kevin.
Hey, a little interesting fact, though. Last year, I read a book called Pandemic 1918. Came out a year before COVID-19. Read this book. It's all about the Spanish flu at the end of World War I. And that's kind of what ended World War I. You end up reading this book, and a lot of the stuff that was reversing those flu symptoms was like onions, ibuprofen, alcohol, and then, oddly enough, opiates. So I thought that was an interesting fact coming from doctors that were saying to combat the flu, you could do heroin and drink alcohol.
No. They did not say to combat the flu. They did not say to combat the flu. They said to relieve. They specifically said to relieve symptoms. To relieve symptoms. Just get completely fucking off the wall.
Yeah.
We're gonna quote that accurately, okay?
Yeah, just go freebase cocaine, and you won't feel symptoms of much else but pure energy.
Heroin is joy.
But no, to be serious, there is a newscast that we're doing down at the LCC, Luzerne County Community College, and this morning I bumped into the fire chief of Plymouth Township, or Plymouth Borough, the city, not the township. And he was getting Narcan. I was on my walk to work, and there's certain fire stations around here that won't provide Narcan, even though it's free. They're getting it for free. So I think anybody that's watching locally, you need to pressure city council. There's no reason that firefighters and first responders shouldn't have this stuff. Nobody wants to get addicted to this stuff.
They're giving it out like candy. You can go into any drug place and order Narcan.
So
they have the right to give it to you.
So
no,
Tony,
I get what you're saying, but I think what Joe is saying specifically is people that are trained in an emergency situation that dial 911 and your buddy overdoses. They're like, we don't have Narcan because fuck you and die. And it's free. Yeah. It's free because it's given federally, whatever, taxes are already taken. They don't want people to be overdosing from the disease of addiction. And there's a whole money trail down that way you can get involved in. But first, right off the bat, save the life, ask questions later. No one says somebody choking on the ground and they're like, wait. I heard he was a jerk.
Yeah.
It's like, wait. The Heimlich maneuver, if it was Narcan, we would be giving it out and giving classes on how to goddamn give the thing, right? As we do with the Heimlich maneuver. You don't intentionally want to be addicted to any drug substance or whatever the hell. Yeah. It's an epigenetic kind of thing. It's an actual genetic thing. It's in the code. There's been studies going on. These guys are not being charged for it, and they're choosing to just not carry it on them. Is reckless endangerment of the people that live inside their goddamn city. So, Joe, good job on getting everybody the fuck out there. Get everybody out there and get your emergency officials to get the Narcan going.
But I think it's a needed thing, man, because like you said, there's people that might get addicted from a back injury or some kind of personal injury, or one of your buddies is an asshole and says, hey, try this. And then you get wrapped up in this addiction, and you could be in the middle of it. And I'm talking from personal experience where you're in the middle of it. You hate yourself. You hate what you're doing. You don't want to be doing it. And that doesn't mean that these people should just be written off in society. There is a way back, man. I'm proof of it. I'm fucking coming on like in like a week and a half, 2 weeks. I'm on 2 years sober. It is possible. I've talked to people 17 years, 20 years, 9 years sober. There is outlets. I want people to know that, because there is a lot of locals that watch this show. If you guys need help, I know the counselors and all that to do that, and the resources. And I think we should try to press city councils a little bit.
Yeah. Now, Joey, on a different subject, well, kind of the same. The fatter version of Post Malone is out there now. I call him Jelly Roll.
Oh yeah. Jelly Roll's good.
That's what he is right now. It's like they're like, hey, Post Malone's losing weight very quickly. He might need to be replaced.
So let me ask you this: since I'm the conspiracy theorist, you think they clone musicians?
No, I just think that I think that in a way you can kind of get the same type of person. Like, hey, you ever hear of Skinny Fat Joe? His name is Pitbull.
Yeah.
Now you've heard of him. See? So they're like, where's Fat Joe? They're like, oh, well, he doesn't want to sell out for you guys anymore. Well, don't worry. We have a backup. Bring out the Pitbull. And they bring him out. He's like, yo, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? You know?
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm a failed rapper. Like I should just give it up. But I do it out of more passion. But 10 years ago, when I was really actually like trying to create a local music scene for the hip hop area, I had the beard going and stuff. And people used to say, yo, you look like Mac Miller. Oh, he's on the other side of the state. But it was the resemblances were very similar, where there's people showed me a picture of Mac Miller and then a picture of me, and I couldn't tell who was who. And so that's why I asked that, because you got people that look very similar. I have like a couple clones in this state. I seen you over in Bethlehem. I've never been to Bethlehem. You take Joe. You gotta take like white rapper, right? And they're like, who's white and a rapper? And then you all stand up, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, great. Anybody not wearing a hat? And no one sits down. And they're like, all right, jewelry. You know, so it is a similar look, is what it turns to be.
Yeah.
Right? Like a long-haired tattooed biker or a long-haired tattooed rock and roll star. It's a similar look, man. You know, like,
yeah.
So it's not like they're cloning people. It's
Wait,
that
does that mean that Sparky has a doppelganger that only collects pop figures?
He does have a doppelganger. It's Johnny Ochapinti.
I do have to give Sparky a shout out. Why he's listening, and I've told Kev this in private. That is an impressive collection. I'm an action figure collector, so I respect that. I definitely respect that. That is a massive collection. It's a good back piece for the show.
He's blushing right now. It's like you just sucked his dick.
Whoa, no.
Yeah.
Sparky is currently right now getting a blowjob. No. He's pointing down towards his crotch area so that way everyone knows he's not getting a blowjob.
We're not doing the virtuals.
Boo. That's what they want, the visuals. They want the visuals.
It's not your stepmom, not your Sparky, you know.
By the way, Sparky, this completely hurts your game on the the win a date with Sparky contest that we're gonna run this month.
Yeah, we're running a Sparky getaway because he is getting away to the outdoors to cook food for the Boy Scouts. Now, if you want to be one of the lucky ladies or men that want to dress up like
in his hut,
you can sleep next to him in his hut, and whoever wins the competition can steal his Podguyz Podcast shirt or simply go buy one at merchbooth.com.
We do have a one-off Podguyz Podcast blanket that Sparky will be giving away to his mate of choice.
For everybody that needs a safe space, go buy a blanket.
Yeah.
It glows in the dark under black light.
But so I want to ask you, I'm going to interview you guys a little bit too, because I do watch the show. I try to catch it, at least a good portion of it every week.
Ooh, we're on the other side of it there, Tony. All right. Flex it
know.
up. Flex it up.
Yeah.
Let's get crazy.
Woo! Crack your neck. You ready?
I can't.
No,
I got a pinched nerve. It
do
really
wanna give you
hurts.
guys
I'm in
props,
a lot of
though.
pain right now.
You asked a question on the page the other day. Who was your favorite guest? And you guys have had a lot of good guests over the, I don't know, 7-8 months.
Three and a half, 3 years. 3 years-ish.
Well, since I've been following you guys, I've been following you guys for about 8-9 months. And you guys have had all these different people, actors, comedians, musicians, comic book artists. It's impressive, dude. But I do want to shout you guys out because Blind Fury was like a huge win. That was cool. That was super cool. I've been a fan of Blind Fury for over a decade.
He is
So
a
I've been
really good
following
dude.
him
Like
for
a
a minute.
really, really nice, genuinely nice dude.
Yeah, he's super cool. And then Carissa Grant, she is an amazing artist, dude. I've been following her since you guys had her on. And what they're doing in the comic book independent realm is super impressive. Super impressive. I've been meaning to message her on the side because I'm a huge comic book fan. But like there are 2 episodes that, like, if people watching haven't gone and seen those episodes, scroll back a couple weeks and check those episodes out from the Podguyz Podcast.
Man, and not to say that we've had some great guests, like even Darren Ock. I loved having him on. He was a great dude. He was actually he was an artist who worked on Ren and Stimpy and
Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah, Rocco's Modern Life.
Rocco.
Yeah,
That's a
which
good
my
show.
fiance Janiza, when I told her, I said, well, we got the creator of Rocco's Modern Life in here now in the Philippines and Australia. That's like their Mickey Mouse over there. No joke, man. Like, so she was like, "Are you serious? Are you sure?" You know, like as if I'm lying here. I said, "No."
I'm questioning it even right now.
I don't. Well, Darren was really cool. Carissa, we had a lot of fun with too. Like, and Blind Fury, we tried playing a game with him with Sparky, but Sparky is more of a visual artist, and Blind Fury is lacking the visual part of himself to a degree. So it kind of bumped heads around on that area.
Yeah. But that's one reason I respect him, because he is such a good rapper, and just him having that disability and him not letting that ever stop him.
Oh yeah.
I just kudos to him because he's a lyricist. He is a lyricist.
Oh, that dude lays down tracks like it's
I've
crazy.
been following him since he did like the BET Freestyle Friday stuff in like the early 2010s.
It's a deep cut right there, man. It's way back. Yeah.
And
he was
actually
in the MTV game for a long time.
Yeah. Well, here's a little fun fact.
Even before he won his title for MTV's like best rap artist or whatever.
Yeah. So here's a fun fact. The guy that was supposed to hop on the live stream that me and Kev were supposed to do before your guys' episode tonight was in that competition with Blind Fury for MTV back in like 2003.
Oh, wow.
A guy from Nanny Coke. First artist in Nanny Coke or possibly in Luzerne County to put out an actual hip hop CD from a record label back in 2004.
It's okay for you to say his name, Joe.
Jason Slater.
There you go.
AKA he went by Spank when he was doing music.
Spank, that was the name. Yeah, you remember. So that's Spank the rapper, right?
Yeah. So, he doesn't rap anymore. He hasn't rapped in years. But me, Kev, and him, we're going to hop on a live stream tonight, talk cryptocurrency, Juneteenth, and God only knows what else. I had a whole show planned, but got to pay the bills, so maybe we'll reschedule that down the line.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So there are a lot of talented people that come from this area and they almost make it. And then right when they make it, you get in that room where you see a bunch of other yous in the room and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? And it's a competitive world, which is fine. Sometimes sometimes the big money wants to get behind you. Sometimes it doesn't. And it all depends on, there's probably a ton of girls out there that look just like Taylor Swift. Okay.
Yeah.
They might even sing like her too.
Yep.
But they don't have a mother that would drive them to every competition and steal their money like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's mom probably pulled more sexual favors along the way to get her daughter's career along. And
Maybe.
just saying, because that's also what it takes. They're like, well, we know you got a little white girl there that says Christian rock kind of stuff, but do you suck dick? She's like, hold on.
I heard she did some stuff with Madonna. Sparky, do you have that on in picture form?
I do not.
Oh, we're
have
going
that.
back to Madonna. Madonna
Yeah,
part 2.
well, that's the thing. Sparky has been stalking Madonna for years. And Sparky is very like Madonna. If she stares towards the right way, everyone, just like Medusa, turns to stone. Sparky is immune to the stone because he carries salt in his pockets. He's a chef. So
what we need to do is get Madonna, take her to Washington, D.C. during a session of Congress when Joe Biden's there. Statues for the whole country. We'll spread them around.
See, first of all, I figured that she
Everybody
would
gets
flap
a
out
statue.
her wings.
Everybody gets a statue.
Well, Joe, I think you
COVID
can say
relief.
that. I think. I mean, I'm just going to assume that everyone would want those statues taken down.
They did just change all the military bases names.
Now this is gonna get graphic for those of you who are watching, listening. La 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 la.
Kids,
I
sign off
feel-
right now.
I feel like she's gonna pull down her pants, pull out her lips, and and Rocky Squirrel herself around the room, turning everyone to stone. That's what's gonna happen.
Rocky Horror Show.
So you're saying that her vaginal flaps are kind of like that of a flying squirrel from
Yes.
Rocky and Bullwinkle, just in case anyone didn't get the visual down there. All right.
Oh yeah.
Just,
perfect.
just
But no,
imagine.
I do want to say
She's gonna outstretch them like a coat.
I didn't know Taylor
Is it gonna
Swift.
spray like that fucking dinosaur from Jurassic Park that got
Like
what's his name,
napalm.
Newman? Sorry. Okay.
Oh, that's bad. But no, I do want to say I didn't know Taylor Swift was originally from Reading until about a year ago.
Yeah.
So that made me respect her more because she was only an hour away. That's pretty cool that somebody that famous comes kind of from our area, like the Northeast Pennsylvania region.
It's there's a lot of them, dude. So
Kevin Hart, Philly.
they hide a lot of athletes too. Kobe Bryant.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I got a couple family members. They're distant family members, but they were in the NFL and stuff. So there's people that went down to Nanticoke High School that have been in the NFL and
Now
stuff.
the funniest thing I've ever found out about you, Joe, is that your first name is Joe, your last name is Armstrong. With a last name like Armstrong, to deny that we've ever landed on the moon is something a little different.
It's quite the stretch.
So here's the thing. I actually got into it with somebody a couple days ago about this flat earth shit. Even a couple people that I'm very close to, and I'm not willing to admit how close to I am right now, believe that the earth is flat. And I think it's crazy, man. And we could go down the conspiracy realm, all the alien sightings lately and all the world government conspiracies. But the flat earth thing really gets me because it's like a bunch of science experiments about like a basketball.
Did we land on the moon, Joe?
I taught Lance and Neil how to fucking get down.
Nice.
I taught them how to ride bikes.
So did we land on the moon?
Astronaut. BJ Armstrong, where do you think he learned how to play basketball? Louis Armstrong,
this is true.
I taught him how to play instruments. I've been alive. This is the thing. I call myself
No better day to take credit for what they did than Juneteenth.
Exactly. Exactly. I've been telling people this. I've been coming about this all wrong. I've been going by Joey Uncloned. I should have just let the world government clone
Put
me.
it down, Joe Armstrong. Everyone
50
says
clones.
hell's
50
Joe
clones of Joe
Armstrong.
Armstrong. 50 clones of Joe Armstrong will save the Republic.
Immediately, somebody thinks, is he related to Neil Armstrong?
Yeah.
Louis Armstrong? You get the algorithm click right off the bat, and the first thing you do with your perfectly marketed name is you're like, let's get rid of it.
He changed the name.
Scrap it. And,
so if you Google me, I'm the lead singer of Green Day right now.
that's Billy
Wiki it right now.
Armstrong. You see though? You see
Yeah.
how many hits you already have? You see how
You can't even find me on Google because of Green Day.
Sparky, what do you got on your repertoire of the boardage, sir?
I don't even know what we were talking about. Oh yeah, now I know.
That's
Now I
all.
remember.
Now he knows.
We're everywhere. We're nonsense.
Okay, Taylor, sing into the mic. The sound will echo perfectly. Now, for our non-viewing audience, and it says I might choke. For our non-viewing audience out there, it has a perfectly depicted, very specifically done picture right there. It looks like an oil painting, of course, of Madonna having a microphone sticking out of her vagina. And Taylor Swift is singing into it, thinking that she might choke because the queef might carry. I'm guessing the queef would carry something.
Hey, that's representing Pride Month too for people that want to have a sex change. So
I have a question for Tony, and I think I always love Tony's responses on these because he's very on point. I normally just sit back and enjoy whenever I hear Tony talking about something in this subject realm. Tony, one question. Can you summarize and give us a nice little glip of the movie The Flash?
Okay.
I can. Oh, wait, Sparky can?
Is he gonna speak for the first time?
He's doing it.
This
He's
may be
doing it.
history in the making, Joe.
Let free his voice. Let's hear it.
Who wants to hear me? Nobody.
Well, I saw The Flash. It was English with Chinese subtext. I'm not going to get into it, but hey, that happens. But but what they did is they took the way I describe the movie sometimes, it's like you took a train wreck and you took a plane accident and you combine and you went the plane heading towards the plane. And what happened is, when they hit, it caused a big flash. but movie summary, a lot of cameos, a lot of dumb script things.
Was the action good? Was there any good action?
Well, a lot of CGI,
Yeah. Is it worth seeing for Michael Keaton coming back since 1992? He hasn't been Batman. That's why I want to see it, just because of that.
Wasn't he like 6 other major characters in history?
Batman, no.
He was.
That's the thing. It was Michael Keaton. It was Ben Affleck. With the power of CGI on flashback, it was also Adam West.
Oh, wow.
And then also with the Superman, you got to see Christopher Reeve. You got to see the original guy who played Superman back in the 60s. I can't think of his name. You saw him in a quick.
Was it George Reeves?
Yeah, his dad, George Reeves.
Yeah.
George Reeves.
So Tony, kick in here, buddy. Kick in.
And then
anytime you just.
I was waiting for the train wreck to end.
Because by the time it's over with, all these viewers are going to be gone, and then the real fucking Tony kicking.
All right, so what do you guys think about the aliens?
No, we're not getting any aliens yet. So
okay.
To sum this all up, right? Mediocre CGI, an action-packed. It is an action-packed movie.
You seen it?
It's good for the general, the general renaissance of a Michael Keaton Batman. Of course, that's cool.
Does it kind of feel like this? Is it kind of like the Spider-Verse of cameos?
Yeah. Actually, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Did you guys see the new Spider-Verse? The new Spider-Verse was good. I didn't finish it. I only watched the first half, but I was really impressed with that.
Joe, No,
I didn't
if
see
something
the end.
is that
I didn't
good,
see the
you
end.
don't stop watching it and say, "Well, that was fucking great. I'm done with this shit. I'll come back to
Well,
it
when it's
Yeah.
2 in the
I'll
morning,
just put it on pause and then come back
in the
later.
morning."
2 in the morning with Chinese
exactly.
subtitles.
Exactly. You know you can you already know you can guess how it begins and how it ends. That's why Spider-Man movies are no more than just background noise to anyone that says it's just 2 in the morning. I know it's gonna happen. There's a comfortable hum coming from the TV. I could just turn this shit the fuck off, though, fall asleep, and know that everyone's gonna be fine in Spider-Man land.
Yeah.
What I heard was Nicolas Cage's CGI'd Superman was in there, in the mix.
Oh God.
Did you
Now
see the long-haired Superman?
Now I totally don't want to see it.
Ezra Miller was not kidnapping anyone in the movie, which was good news right there. Well, allegedly not kidnapping
Allegedly.
anyone. Michael Keaton.
He may have four or five new members for his cult, but we'll see.
Michael Keaton's. I don't know, man.
Don't forget George Clooney, Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, George. Okay, Joel Schumacher Batman's cannot be taken seriously. The cartoon series Batman
Was better.
was better than anything that Schumacher could do.
Yeah.
That actually
Hey,
had
that 90s Batman cartoon is possibly the best Batman they've ever done.
I think they could take a couple of those episodes and just turn them into a movie a year sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because they were well written enough to the point where you can just stretch it out with some backstory bullshit if you really want to deep dive into the edited scenes that you could have just you could just stretch out a fucking 20-minute cartoon into a movie if you really wanted to. I mean, just add another villain in there. If
I
you
think
really
they should do that with the Spider-Man 90 series too. That Spider-Man series, I grew up on all that stuff, so that's
yeah.
what
Spider-Man though only had so many. Okay, Batman can practically go anywhere and be Batman. Spider-Man without buildings is just a dude. You know, like he has limited approach. Same thing with Aquaman.
He can't do anything. You can't go anywhere. Who's he gonna swing to?
Yeah, it's kind of tough.
Yeah.
Superman goes anywhere.
Instead of Spider-Man, you're now a swing.
Yeah,
Swingers
exactly. You're
part
just
two.
like a guy, and you're like, look at that. It's like Spider-Man also isn't bulletproof. So eventually, like when I used to have, I tried to use my imagination when I was a kid with Spider-Man and G.I. Joe. I had G.I. Joe shoot him in the head because I'm like, there, and that's how you could kill Spider-Man. You can shoot him in the fucking head.
And a raid, man.
You had to go there, Kevin,
Now,
with
if he was
Yeah, but-
Cockroach Man, he could survive a nuclear holocaust.
Papa Roach.
That goes to show you what kind of ingredients did they put in Raid that you can't find in a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Kevin, are you just strapping GI Joe because of the other movie that GI Joe was spoiled in, or was it?
Go ahead, Sparky, run with it.
Well, no. I was just asking. Is that the reason why you name drop GI Joe against Spider-Man, because you're trying to
No.
name drop?
Keep going. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm not going to say what movie, but GI
You
Joe.
should say what movie it is. Just go ahead. Keep going.
But no, but GI Joe, as I said, was spoiled also though so far over the summer. You've had like different characters reviving different parts. You've had GI Joe spoiled. Like what else is these movies going to do?
What was spoiled about G.I. Joe?
Were they in the new Transformers?
Yes, they were. They were in the new It was spoiled in the new Transformers movie. Actually,
Well,
yeah.
that would be the whole thought right there. I want to call that a seamless transition, but
Fantastic.
we all know that's a lie.
I'll tell you what, tomorrow you're going to have me Googling the chemical composition of Raid versus the nuclear bomb. Whole new set of reels for tomorrow.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, they're kind of it is kind of weird where they say like, hey, you know, a cockroach can't survive a nuclear holocaust, and then they give you a can, and you're like, do I need to wear gloves for this? No, you're
No,
good.
mask? Nah, no way.
Will
You're
my
good.
Like-
dog die if he licks this? No. If we say yes, then you won't buy it. So no.
Just don't do semi-direct contact.
Lysol, COVID. Lysol, COVID. Lysol.
Joe, you did mention aliens, and Tony, did you see that footage that they had in Las Vegas?
Yeah, it was Las Vegas. I said, don't do meth. This is what meth does to everybody.
This is what meth does. Folks, meth is a hell of a drug, by the way.
Everyone on methamphetamine shared a hallucination of seeing aliens in the sky. That is the official report from the Air Force. It was a weather balloon full of meth.
All the hookers flocked right to it from Vegas.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they did.
It's kind of weird.
I wasn't there. I wish I was there.
It's always on the West Coast, though.
Right?
Always on
That's
the West
true.
Coast.
What do
New
they
Mexico, Arizona, Nevada. It's always on the West Coast that these aliens are being seen. And, like, where do you think they come from? Do you think they come from under the water, or do you think they come from a different planet, different dimension, time travelers? Joe, Tony, Sparky, throw out your theory simultaneously.
I am ready
That
for
way-
my theory. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready for it.
I'm
I'll go
dropping it like it's hot. Because last week, NASA and several high-ranking officials actually came out in the press.
They did.
Did you know this, Kevin?
Continue.
Well, they state accordingly that there are otherworld entities, and that they have visited the Earth in general. They live amongst us in secret society,
Oh,
and they are real.
Mm.
Now, with that in mind, we're such a self-deprecating, such a destructive group of people, human beings. We like to blow things up. We like to see them go boom. We like to see them on fire. We like to dissect things.
it's
We
sick.
like to see how they all fit. Right? Am I
Yeah.
right or wrong? Right or wrong?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're doing sentences now, so keep going.
You ever put an egg in the microwave? No.
So,
keep going.
so needless to say, if the general population of gun-toting, wife-kissing, cousin-stealing, I'm not gay because I drank Bud Light rednecks, are seeing aliens in the sky. because
Nobody
they
fucking
all
my
met.
sister but me.
Hey,
But
y'all
it
better
is
stop
good
having
news.
sex with your dead sister over there. I swear to God, I'll get the shotgun.
But Pa, she already wet.
With the
I
dip in.
don't care. It's too early in the day to be jerking off inside of your dead sister. Too early.
Goddamn white supremacists.
Y'all wait till the sun goes down to be doing any of that freaky shit. All right now.
Fuck.
So my theory
I
about
mean,
the aliens,
as a general consensus, you know what? If aliens are real, if they were brought to the public, we'd be fucked. Like,
Well,
absolutely
hopefully
fucked.
Sparky
as a
is
people.
very quick with the email on this one, because if you are an alien and you want to get in touch with us, there is an email we have, the Podguyz Podcast at gmail.com. We would love to hear from your otherworldliness in English, because we don't speak anything else. And Google Translate gets a little weird right there. Sparky actually has a picture right there, Tony. Sparky has the picture of the Las Vegas alien. Sparky, you want to flip that? He was actually there and he drew it because, his phone died. So
Well, it actually wasn't Vegas. It's actually that one field where the high grass where everybody said they saw something.
oh, wow,
no.
the high grass field. Okay, well, there, I'm corrected again. Well,
Wait, was
we
it
have-
another
we haven't
Chinese
even-
water or Chinese weather
Oh,
balloon?
look at that. Look at that. It says, welcome to USA. Welcome to the USA. as vividly as possible as I can see. And then in between you have high grass, and then it looks to be people in the grass. Sparky, who are those people in the grass?
Those are the aliens.
No.
It looks like they're going
They
through.
blended really well. Yeah, they blended really well.
Is that
No.
now, Sparky? That could either be aliens, but I'm guessing it's Tony's version of what Kanye West's cult looks like.
Yes,
The Bush
that's
people.
exactly what it was.
The only thing that Facebook flagged us for, Joe, you're gonna love this, is Tony shared a story the one time about how Kanye West dressed up like a Bush.
Yeah,
and
we talked about that last
spy
episode.
on Kim Kardashian. And Facebook said, hold on now, take that shit down. How dare you? How dare you make people think that Kanye West is dressing up like a Bush, which only leads me to believe that Kanye West himself was only offended at that. That's the only person that can be offended at that. The only person.
Yeah.
Here's the conspiracy right here.
Here it comes.
You said he looked like a Bush, and I don't know if you remember. He said George Bush hates black people. That's why he didn't want to look like a Bush.
Well, George Bush does hate black people.
Two different Bushes. I'd probably take the one Kanye was impersonating over the other one.
It's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
I don't even know what I was going to say before that. Oh, I was going to say, there is a couple things when Kanye went on his little craziness, late last year. I agreed with a couple things he said. Not all of it. A lot of it was crazy shit. Since then, he has gone next level batshit crazy. Since he's
Wait, are you telling about the instance of him with his football padded shirt and his wife that dressed up like a black condom?
Yeah. So if we want to get more viewers, I'll take one for the team and I'll start dressing like a complete loon, just so people look at us like, what the fuck?
Well, that's how, Joe, that's how you get to be a famous rapper anymore, right? So everybody knows how to rap anymore. Normally they didn't know how, and then everybody knew how to rap, right? Then they said to themselves,
zero special skills.
Then, well, no, it's a high skilled,
but anybody can do it. Like, so, you know,
you can learn how to do it. But what you can't learn how to do is draw tattoos on your face and live with yourself the rest of your life. What you can't learn how to do is how to be an island boy and take your girl one-on-one because you're an island boy and they're going to come at you one-on-one. See, to say that repeatedly as if it's a new sentence every time, and it's not, takes a special level of brain damage. That there is a conspiracy theory out there that
an island boy one-on-one.
Well, there's a conspiracy theory out there that the Island Boys were Epstein's love child.
Illegitimate love children,
yes. Going with that. That's where I thought you were going with that.
And Jeff Epstein, we all know, did not kill himself.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, because I get banned for a lot of shit. How haven't you guys got banned? Because you guys talk some crazy stuff on your show.
No, this is all illegitimately faked information.
This is for entertainment purposes.
Purposes only. Yeah.
We are speaking anecdotally about anything that might be of serious subject and or nature.
And this is of comedic humor, sir. Comedic humor.
Absolutely.
Right, so I'm going about this all wrong. I'm trying to do
You are going about it all wrong.
You're going about it too seriously. Joe,
this is what Joe does. He shares fucking eight InfoWars fucking videos right in a row. Right? And half of the InfoWars videos say, fuck you, ban me if you're gonna want to ban me, you cocksuckers, right? And then you don't see Joe for like a month, right?
No,
and
he says, I've never taken that long off.
He gets 5 to 10 days, okay?
5 to 10 days.
Because of a suspension. What does that say?
It says Kanye brand, good for him and her. That's the Kanye condom right there.
Look at that.
Buy one while they're fresh at the stores. Kanye condoms. Yes.
Oh, wait a second.
You can buy Kanye condoms.
Smiley vibrator.
Sparky, do those condoms from Kanye come with ribs or no?
They're unribbed because they are just for his pleasure.
So here's a disclaimer. The reason I post those Alex Jones videos is one, I like 80% agree with what Alex Jones says. I don't agree with everything, but a lot of the stuff that I do share from him is the side of him that I do agree with. Or,
So let's take the smaller part then. Which parts do you disagree with Alex Jones about?
all right. Let me say
That
this
was
right. Let me say
this
this
is
right.
deep.
Let me say
This
this
is
right.
deep.
I
And
can't
by
fuck
the way, everyone who's watching, we are not a political podcast by any means. We do not encourage or discourage your swaying of either parties either way. And
Yeah,
that
you bring that
entails
all up.
everything from
Okay,
political.
Let's just say
uh,
some people are NWO and some people are NWO Wolfpack. You know, it doesn't matter at the end of the day because Eric Bischoff and TNT were still in charge. Doesn't really matter. You know, if you got an NWO Red or an NWO Black, it never really matters. But Joe, what do you disagree with Alex Jones on?
You just blew my
Because
mind with that, with the Wolfpack thing. That's a good analogy. But so I'm aware of Alex Jones, a very smart dude. When you listen to his history monologues, he is very well versed in history of many different things. The thing that always questions me is he, because I fall victim to it too. I'm not going to say I don't. I'd be lying to you guys if I didn't. He has that aggressive style, and he has that WWE kind of wrestling voice where he gets into it and he gets you to care about shit that you wouldn't normally care about. That's why I like it, because it's effective. But at the same time, I watch some of the stuff and I'm like, yo, is he directing people towards a certain way? Like, he definitely is. But is it?
I don't know, man. What I try to do whenever I hear somebody in the radio, because the radio personalities, like a Michael Savage, Rush Limbaugh's dead now, so you can't really. But you know, you go through the you go through these radio personalities, and they have to hit a certain demographic there. So whenever I can hear what he's saying, and he can bring up a conspiracy theory and then try to correlate it to similar behavior that's going on today, right? That's why no matter which side of the circus you're on, that both sides always say, "Oh my God, you've heard this before, Tony, right? He's worse than Hitler." Tony, have you heard that before? Have you heard this one before too? This is just like the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Have you heard that one before?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Not just from one side, but the other side too, because they'll bring up an eyelash and say that it's a fucking beard, and you'll say it's not a beard, it's an eyelash, and they say, "What do you think beards are made of?"
Yeah.
Hair follicle, and you're like, "Well, that's just, why don't you throw it in the garbage?" Oh, no. Let's magnify this and put it out there to thousands of people. And then by the time we all copy and paste, we'll have a beard. See what they're doing, and they're doing that intentionally, because by the time you know it, they have a following full of people that even if they were wrong, well, at least they were looking out for each other. It brings a sense of community amongst people that don't have a community anymore, because they were told one day that America cared about stuff, and that was a goddamn lie. America never cared about shit. Never gave a fuck about shit.
Kevin, America is the land of the free, the home of the brave, and the equal opportunity in America.
Sure. So about the land of the free, we're talking about, and since 1865, America has been the land of the free. Juneteenth is today. Since 1865, America has been about the land of the free. 1776, we started fucking around and playing a hee-haw, right?
I love 1789 around and find out mentality.
We had 13 presidents before George Washington. That was the Continental Congress from 1776 to 1789. From 1789 to 1865, we were not the land of the free. We were the land of the free white people that can kind of vote if you had enough time to get to a voting station. If you didn't, you were working, and you were working for low pay. Make that be known. Old money has been around longer than black people have been enslaved and longer than white people were underpaid. It's been that way.
Hold that thought. This is why I'm friends with Kevin Neary. When I've met Kevin Neary about 11, 12 years ago, he was a bright motherfucker in the campaign for liberty. This guy has a lot of knowledge that he doesn't use, and that's why I want him to use that a little bit more. I think people need it.
I use it every now and then.
Yeah. Not overdo it, but it's insightful when you do.
But my biggest conspiracy theory of late is that every movie that Al Pacino has had a brilliant speech in, he's been literally talking about his dick.
Every time.
Any given Sunday, inch by inch. Yard after yard. Holy shit, yards?
Yeah.
And he's screaming, I'm talking inches. And they're like, oh man, we know he wrote this about his dick, but everybody just keep your head down if you feel like you're going to laugh. You know,
so my point of view is Civil War happened. Civil War wasn't about slavery. It was about state rights turned into slavery. We might have been free for a couple years after that, but I think after 1913, that was all done up.
So at that point in time, so slavery was on its way out regardless, right? And Jefferson Davis at that time had an idea called school notes. It's a very rare note to find if you're a collector of rare paper money. They're Confederate school notes, where if you were to be given these and you had to have your own plantation to be given these school notes, so that way you can give it to half of whomever worked for you, so that way they can attend school and learn how to read. Normally you would give this to the younger generation because the older generation is tougher to teach. So that was the plan in place, which was approved through Congress at the time, and it passed through the Senate, so that way the South could get the liberation of the slave worker going in a way that a co-worker or a white person that was working for the same wage could say, well, at least they earned it. So that way it passed the eye test. Unfortunately, it took a turn for the dirty because it wasn't the sitting president's idea. It was Jefferson Davis's idea to do that. So where there is a good idea that you didn't come up with, now you are up for re-election probably soon. And Abraham Lincoln, don't get me wrong, he was good at campaigning. He'd be terrible at it now because he would give one speech down South Carolina that had nothing to do with freeing slaves and another speech in Illinois that had everything to do with freeing slaves, right? During campaigning. Meanwhile, the local farmer could not, the cotton gin was out, okay? There was no need for slavery anymore. There was the technology, we were getting past the idea in America.
Modern technology took a jump.
Absolutely. So at this point, if you have a way to integrate people in a better way, but you're not the sitting president, well, now we got a problem. Now we have a president that wants to wage war onto the South and call it over a dignified thing that he did run on partly in a certain area. And it was such an unorganized way to attack the South that the Union wasn't winning for the longest time. That doesn't mean that if the Union ever lost the war, that slavery would still be going on today. That's the biggest misconception, my opinion. But you know, that's just taking it from the pluses and minuses.
Yeah,
that's not to say that racism doesn't exist. I'm not talking about racism when I'm talking about slavery, even though one kind of exists with the other to a degree. What was the example? There was a black slave that was freed and put up all the paperwork, right? And they said, what's the first thing you're going to do? And he says, well, I'm going to buy some land. And he was going to get some land, and he tried buying a slave. That was brought up by Dave Chappelle before.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just
and again, I have a skit idea that kind of bounces off all that stuff, where if you guys want to do a controversial commercial that's kind of funny, we'll do it down the line. I don't want to do any spoiler alerts, but It's a good
I don't want to
idea.
spoil anything either, but you know what? We're getting ready to tape for our second commercial for www.merchbooth.com.
/
Marky.
Steve Podguyz Podcast merch.
There he is. There he is.
He hit it on the head.
Oh, yeah.
I got a little
No.
busy and stuff, so let's do it.
Yeah, so we have listen, I've been writing some sketches. I have the one where I don't want to put any spoilers out there, but me and Tony get physically intimate in the one commercial. And I mean full on.
Yeah.
fucking.
Well, I'm saying my idea, it might be too controversial. I don't want to come off as a racist, but it's a funny.
Like me and Tony don't actually have sex in the commercial. We have stunt doubles to do that.
That's for after.
But we get really close. And you know what? It is tough to tell who are the stunt doubles and who are not the stunt doubles. I mean, not with the close-ups in that. You can totally tell when the close-ups are there and when, the fake tits are there too. Then you can tell who the stunt doubles actually are. But before that, your name is changed to cloned Kevin Neary. Oh God.
Kevin Neary, I'm Joe AI on cloned.
I'm renaming myself.
Dude, I watched a video of Trump and Biden. Somebody made this. I didn't watch the whole thing. It was like 3.5 hours long. I watched maybe 5-10 minutes of it. And it's Trump and Biden talking shit on each other back and forth. And somebody made it AI. And it looks pretty real. Go on my page. I shared it a couple hours ago. And you think that's cool, Jack? Well, fuck you. And it's curses and dirty slurs. And it's Trump sitting there saying the shit in a fake debate with Joe Biden. And it's like,
I saw that. That's the bad lip. That's the bad lip reading thing.
Yeah.
But it's bad lip reading deep fake.
It's good enough where if you're watching it on a cell phone, you might think it's real if you're an idiot, but
there are a lot of them out there. Not saying that they listen to this show because of course we have a highbrow audience. Mr.
We do.
Joe.
Even lower to the brow. Let me go lowbrow real quick. The Flash only made $54 million. Is that true?
That is correct.
What the fuck? Are you serious?
It actually did less. It did less globally than Black Adam,
And the Green
Wonder
Lantern.
Woman, and Justice League.
oh wow.
Yo, you gotta be fucking with me. They spent almost $1 billion to make this fucking thing.
Yeah.
And
they paid him a shit ton of money too.
Somebody's getting fired.
So with Ant-Man and the Quantumania movie, that got horrible reviews. Nobody really went to see it.
It was
I
bad.
was just all right.
I thought it was decent. It was a decent comic book movie. There wasn't no woke stuff or pushing agendas. It was just a fun kind of sci-fi movie. I mean, a little bit, but
If they called it Ant-Man
It's
the
Disney.
video,
It's Disney.
oh yeah, there's gonna be some, but it wasn't like super noticeable. It was about Kang and Wasp and Ant-Man. When that came out for streaming, it did great. So that shows me that people just don't want to go to the movie theater anymore as much. People want to stay in their house, or they'll wait.
Yeah, I think there's a catch-22 with it, and the catch-22 is just that people understand the wokeness, yet don't want to support the wokeness. And all that means is just that, with the problems that he had, in his real life, especially stemming from the whole situation that he was in, it didn't do well in the movies at all.
Yeah.
so
But
it's
if
not
you were
like
gonna see it for free, if you were going to see it for free and watch it on Disney Plus,
I think that
nothing.
people don't want to pay to go see it. If they're already paying for a streaming service every month.
yeah,
if you're paying for, Joe, if you're paying for a streaming service, right? Say I'm Disney. I got 80 million people to get my streaming service, right? I just guaranteed myself selling 80 million movie tickets a month without even making a new movie yet.
Yeah.
So the idea of wokeness being new into the entertainment business isn't really isn't real. Okay. And I'll give you I'll give you an example, right? So remember back in the day, you'd see like the same episode sort of the same thing. And here, I'll give you an example, like Growing Pains, for example, like that Kirk Cameron bullshit, right?
Yeah.
You would hear, like, oh, brother versus sister. And then the sister beats him in something. He's like, I can't believe I got beat by a girl. And then the father comes by and he says, that's right, because women are just as good at running and competing as a man. And that was the 80s. Like, this isn't new, Now they just changed up girl to, I can't believe I got beaten by a person who is transitioning into a different gender who, holy crap, she was really fast.
Really strong. Really
viciously fast. That's right, son. Transitioning person can also. Well, is that even legal? No, it is. Okay, that's fine. That's right, son. The transitioning person can just get into the any sport that they feel, and it's just as fair because sports are stupid and you're stupid for feeling angry about it. So fuck yourself. Even though in golf they have a specialty for women and specialty for men. Racket size is different, of course, for men and women in tennis, citing some differences are there athletically. Glove size, of course, is a difference with boxing between men and women, and little rules are switched up here and there because of let's just not get into it, but
bone
trust
density.
me, the ball size is also a little different for the WNBA than the NBA, just because, you can't really watch them miss that much, right? And the softballs are much larger for a woman than the smaller baseballs are for a man. But besides that, it is 100. There is no women's football, so
There's
don't
equality.
even ask about that. We made women's football strippers. They're strippers. There you are.
So I want to ask you guys, because I did tell a couple people about your guys' show for a couple months, and even tonight. When you guys got a comedy show or something coming up? Do you guys got anything?
I kind of blocked out a little bit.
No, I think you guys got any comedy shows or anything scheduled this
No,
summer?
do you have any comedy show scheduled, Kevin?
I can post some. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't check my email into where they're at, but I know next month I got a couple coming up at a couple of VFWs in Middle Pennsylvania. If you want to come out, dude. Yeah,
I'd like to. Well, part of the reason I'm asking because I would like to see you in person.
Yeah, no, I'm very good. You can ask Dave Savage and the crew. They like me. They're like, hey, get up there and kick some ass, do your thing.
I think you're all right too.
Well, we raise a lot of people. We always sell out, so that's the good news.
Yeah, definitely.
I could just say that you're my +1. They'll say, wait a second, you can't have a +1 as a man. And I'll hold your hand real quick and say, this is my husband, motherfucker. And then if they say that's gay, I'll say it's not gay because he used to be a woman. This used to be Josephine. So it wasn't always gay. Now it is. The second half of our marriage is me being a woman. I don't know, man. No, they'll probably just let you in. It don't matter.
Oh, that's funny. But no, I do want to put a disclaimer on the Alex Jones stuff. I know anybody who does follow me or whatever, they might not fully understand a lot of it. Some of it is because they hit my accounts on a lot of stuff. And it was kind of just like a smush in the face where it's like, okay, I'm not really even being that controversial. And I was getting all these hits on my account. And Alex Jones is who woke me up. I've been a fan of Alex Jones for 13 years. And Luke Radowski from We Are Change when the 9/11 movement started and the inside job and stuff. So they're not always right, but they are good dudes. They do stand up for a lot of good values. Being an honest person, being a strong man, and holding our officials and our corporations foot to the fire. Because if we don't do that as a society, you see what's happening on the streets, and it's crime everywhere.
Well, that's just the thing too with Alex Jones. Now you need somebody out there like Alex Jones.
Oh, I lost you.
for a person like Alex Jones. It doesn't make you question.
Sparky, you okay?
I'm fine. Kevin's getting squirrely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
squirrely.
Must be the weather.
As soon as you start bringing up Alex Jones, man, the feed
Jesus,
starts
right there.
God damn it.
It's
What
the
they
smoke
banned
from
my goddamn
Canada.
YouTube.
Jesus, apple pie in America.
Damn. Kev just pulled a Walt Disney. He's straight frozen the screen.
You know what? He'll be back in a couple minutes, but we're gonna wrap up the show anyways, Joe.
Yeah, definitely.
If people are gonna get in touch with you, how would they get in touch with you, sir?
I would say Joe A Uncloned on any of the platforms. I'm banned on YouTube. I'm on Rumble. I'll be back on YouTube eventually. You guys will see my name and everything in the Facebook. Pretty much just find me there. We got a bunch of stuff. We're doing newscasts down at LCC every week. We're doing a talk show every other week. We just had a doctor on that was a doctor from social and behavioral sciences. We talked about post-pandemic after post-pandemic life after or in college after the pandemic, and how people need to start socializing and getting engaged again. And it was a real productive conversation. It should be coming out.
Mentally, everybody's fucked up.
Yeah. And it was like, it wasn't the politics of the vaccines and the lockdown. It was, how did this affect people? Are people learning more now? How did that affect college classes and in-person classes? And it was just an insightful thing to hear from students and teachers and doctors. So I'm doing that. Later this summer, I'm going to watch a show.
Not to say that it's even close, but I've dealt with a lot of kids who were sheltered throughout their college careers, and they had quite a prolific background where either they were homeschooled or they were in private schooling, private tutoring, and never associated with a lot of other children.
Yeah.
And what happened was that they've went into college with that same mentality, and they never associated with even people in that. So when the pandemic hit, that was put out on like 1,000 times, as far as the space. So, interacting with people, making sure that you're communicating and talking and visualizing what you're actually talking to.
Yeah,
it's huge. Absolutely huge.
So we had to do a public service announcement for like a project in one of my classes last semester. And I ended up doing it on socialization, where we made a kind of like an infomercial. And I was working with 2 other students, and kind of just came naturally. We were having a little hard time because at first I seen people, I went to college 10 years ago, place was flourishing. You couldn't find a parking spot in the building. Now, online classes and just getting over the pandemic, it's like a ghost town. So I seen that.
Wait a second. So you're saying after the pandemic, parking got easier?
Yeah. 1+. Just 1 plus. When you get to college.
Hold on now. That doesn't sound so bad. How many people had to die for that one?
Ooh, the numbers are cooked.
Wait a second. They could have just made more parking lots, right? Nobody had to die.
No, real quick. Let me just do this 1 second.
We ain't got a lot of time. Make it quick.
We're shooting this infomercial, and the guy I'm working with ends up knowing a bunch of kids at school. So we were having a hard time just doing the shoot, me and him. And like 5, 6 of his buddies just happened to come to the gym. So we started acting out this scene. And then naturally, people just started showing up. And after we did this public service announcement, it just naturally came together. And it was about socializing in college, where we're filming this and it's live. And then all these people just show up in the scene naturally. It was like, it just fell together perfect where we did this. And that's kind of been my purpose now, is to get people active again, is get people socializing again.
Find your passion. Find your passion.
Yeah.
Find a direction.
Well, you know what?
And work your way to it.
You can start with Sparky. You guys need a whole day with them.
Yeah. But I'm putting a disclaimer out there too. If anybody ends up following me, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. You call me a fence sitter or whatever. I work with a lot of Democrats in media and behind the scenes, and a lot of independents and Republicans. I do not discriminate. I don't care what your religion is, what your color is, what your Democratic Party or Republican Party, what any of that is. We could.
What
all
if they were a rapist pedophile?
Well, that's a different story. We're getting
there's always one.
Yeah, you're a hater.
Hey, I'm a hate on cartel members running fentanyl. I'm a hate on people raping kids. I'm a hate on people that are trying to take our guns, and I ain't willing to compromise on any of that.
What about dog fighting, huh?
What, dog fighting?
Yeah.
No comment.
There was a big hesitation.
There was a lot of hesitation there. All right, guys.
What
if you
about
were
dog
going to,
versus toddler fighting?
let's wrap this up, Kevin. Wrapping it up.
Yeah. All right.
I know.
Thank you
Look,
guys for
Sparky
having
already
me
has
on.
his white flag out.
He's got the flag.
He's calling it.
Oh, come on.
it.
We're doing bonus features. No.
Not
No,
on this
thanks for having
show.
me on again, guys.
Never short for content, man. We're never short for content here.
Yeah. And when I am launching a show later this summer, I'm gonna have you guys on as one of my first guests, all three of you, if you're willing to do it.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Definitely
We're in.
support these guys. They're good dudes.
We're all right.
Yeah.
Guys, if you were checking out the Podguyz Podcast, where would you find us, Sparky?
You can find us on every single major streaming platform, including Google, iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, Deezer, Castbox, Pocket Cast, Geo Rio.
Cheerio.
You can
By the
find
way,
us
its
on
real name
you
is
can find
Geo
us on
Savan.
Facebook Live Video. You can find us on Google Play. You can find us on
Amazon Play.
we're on Amazon Play now also.
Yeah.
We are, yeah.
You guys make an OnlyFans yet? No.
That's next week.
Yeah. It's not going too well right now.
No subscribers, weird
Yeah.
enough. And it's a free subscription. So
I know,
that's
believe it
even
or not,
more
it's
weird.
just potty pics of Sparky at his pleasure palace.
Well, if you also wanted to buy some of these merchandise, like you see the t-shirt behind Sparky with the big Podguyz Podcast microphone, and you can just go to merchbooth.com, go onto the podcaster section, and you'll find the Podguyz Podcast right there. You could buy t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, short sleeve t-shirts, hoodies, socks, the whole idea right there. Buy a big blanket. Buy our blanket, because at least you know it's going right to Tony's family, not to the Shriners. Boo.
And of course, we have Sid's condoms.
Yeah, we got Podguyz Podcast socks. The side of it has the Podguyz Podcast around the ankle, and then you got the microphone right there as well. If you don't like seeing your feet, but you enjoy seeing the Podguyz Podcast in letters and the microphone there, well, this is just the sock for you.
The microphone really works, and you can smell feet at the same time.
No, well, the microphone doesn't work.
It's so well starched, it stands up on its own.
Nanotechnology allows the CIA to listen in on your socks.
All right, we need to end this show. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, share below. Check out Joe A, not Joe AI.
Joe A uncloned, not cloned or AI.
Joe A
I'm sure they'll do that.
With a last name like Armstrong, why would you want anyone to find you?
See, that's why I said it's a stretch, because Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. All right. Anywho, that's a lost joke. That's a lost joke right there. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you tune in next week. We got some great comic book guests on next week as well. They're doing some indie stuff.
Nice.
Check it out.
I'll be there.
Later.